What if terrorists got their hands on a weapon of mass destruction? It sounds like a nightmare scenario, right? But here's the thing, it's not just a distant fear. It actually happened in 1995. I'm John Keane, and welcome to Tales Beyond Borders.
Today we're diving into the story of the sarin gas attack on the Tokyo subway system, launched by a Japanese cult called Aum Shinrikyo on March 20th, 1995. Aum Shinrikyo, meaning Supreme Truth, was a cult founded in 1984 by Shoko Asahara. Asahara, who lost most of his sight as a child, spent his young adult years studying Taoism and Buddhism. Eventually, he convinced himself of two things. One, that he was the first enlightened one to walk the earth since Buddha. Two, that the end of the world was near. His message connected with many disillusioned young people, and Asahara was a master recruiter. By 1995, the cult had grown to nearly 40,000 followers. The cult also became incredibly wealthy, holding over $300 million in assets. How? Through businesses, but also by convincing members to sign over their personal wealth to the cult.
With all that money, Aum Shinrikyo secretly began making sarin gas, one of the deadliest nerve agents ever created. Sarin was first developed in the 1930s by Nazi scientists. Its terrifyingly lethal leave-in, inhaling a tiny drop, can kill.
On the morning of March 20th, 1995, rush hour, 5 Aum Shinrikyo agents boarded 3 subway lines in Tokyo. They were carrying sarin in disguised packages, lunch boxes, drink bottles. They punctured the bags with sharpened umbrella tips and walked away. The liquid leaked out, quickly turning into gas. What happened next was horrific. Within minutes, commuters collapsed, gasping for air. Blood streamed from their noses and mouths. One survivor later said, "Hell describes it perfectly. 12 people died that day. Thousands more, somewhere between 4,000 to 6,000, were injured." The truth is, the death toll could have been much worse. The cult had tried to develop better dispersal methods, but failed. Investigations later revealed that Aum Shinrikyo had been experimenting with chemical and biological weapons for years. They had attempted at least 9 biological attacks before, but none had worked. Luckily, their methods for spreading the agents weren't effective. And this wasn't their first use of sarin. They had already killed 7 people in a smaller attack in Tokyo, but at the time, no one knew it was them. Eventually, Shoko Asahara and his top followers were caught, charged with murder, and sentenced to death by hanging. Asahara exhausted all appeals by 2006 and now waits on death row.
So, what's the key lesson from the Tokyo subway sarin attack? It's this: technology is no longer just in the hands of governments. Today, small groups, even individuals, can carry out attacks that once seemed impossible without state power. And with rapid advances in science, the barrier to creating weapons of mass destruction keeps getting lower. Information is easier to access, experiments are simpler to replicate, and powerful tools are now available to people with minimal training. Take, for example, the recent controversy where scientists found a way to make the H5N1 bird flu more transmissible to humans. Some experts fear that this kind of work could one day be replicated by someone with bad intentions. These debates about what science can do and who can do it are only going to get more intense as technology advances. So here's the big question I'll leave you with. What steps should we, as a society, take to protect ourselves as these risks grow? I'd love to hear your thoughts. Share them with me in the comments. I'm John Keane. Thank you for watching Tales Beyond Borders. Stay curious and stay safe.